So let's go over this 10.1-inch digital picture frame. I'm gonna go over all the features of it, go over a demo of me using the app so you can see just how easy it is to add images and videos to this as well as share this frame with other people. Okay, so let's just have a look at the frame first. So it is a good size. This can fit anywhere on your dresser, to any table, on top of your fireplace, really anywhere this will fit really well and look good. If you do have a bigger room, I would suggest going with a bigger size though than the 10.1 inch, because this would be kind of hard to see from farther away. You of course want people to see this and be able to see more of the detail in the images and videos. So again, just a bigger room, definitely get a bigger size. But overall, this is probably the best size for most rooms and for most of the places that you're going to put it. Okay, so this does have a 1280 by 800 resolution. It is a touch screen. Again, it does have Wi-Fi. That's how we're gonna get these images and videos onto the digital picture frame. You can see, we have a look on the back. So we do have a stand, and what's nice about this digital picture frame is we can have both orientations, whether it be vertical or horizontal, and the image will adjust based on our positioning. And on the back here, we do have this stand, and we can also adjust this stand as well if we do have the vertical position. And of course, we have spots to hang this on the wall also. And there are speakers on this as well, which is really nice, so we can play sound from our videos. Okay, so right here, that's where we have the power cable input. And to the right, we have our USB-C cable. On the right, we have our USB-C ports. That's where we can add in anything from a USB-C thumb drive. We can plug it into our computer and add photos and images that way. So really flexible how you can get on the images and videos, not just through the Framio app, but also through this USB-C port as well. Okay, and then finally we have the micro SD slot right here. So this does come with 16 gigabytes built into this, and that's around 40,000 photos, with each photo being around 300 kilobytes. So that is quite a lot of photos that you can fit onto here. And personally, I haven't had any problems with this 16 gigabytes. It is a lot of storage. So if you have images that are more of the 1 megabyte size, 2 megabyte size, you can still fit in a lot of images. Also, the videos are of course going to take up a lot more storage. So if you do have a lot of videos that you want to put on this and they're really high quality, then you'll want to have something that has more storage than 16 gigabytes. But personally, I haven't had a problem with that. I do have videos, and it's not an issue adding in all the photos and videos that I want. And you can of course reduce the size of the videos and images also. So that will help you save space and just be able to add more photos and videos. Okay, so now let's go over a demo of me using the digital frame so you can see all the settings and what it can do. Okay, so here is the digital picture frame. Let's go over all the different settings. We'll first, of course, start with the main view that you see, which is, of course, the photo. So in the bottom left-hand corner, we can see who this photo is from and the date that it was sent to the device. In the top right-hand corner, we have, of course, the time as well as the weather, and we can choose to have these three be displayed or not. I'll show you how to change that when we get into the settings. Again, this is a touch screen. You can go swipe left, swipe right for the different photos, which is really nice. And then to get into the settings, just tap and get our first menu here. Top left is the Wi-Fi that you would set up when you turn on the device for the first time. And then we have our different albums, and we'll always have the all photos album active, as that of course all the albums. And we can go ahead and manage our albums by clicking that button. And what's nice about the albums is we can create as many as we'd like, and we can add as many photos or videos as we'd like in them. So for example, let's say we just want to have photos and videos from the last year or from our last trip. We can sort those easily and have those be displayed on the device by clicking them right here. Okay, next we have the add a friend, and we'll go over more of how to add someone to the device so they can send images and videos more when we go over the app. And then we get to see all the photos that are active on this device right now. It's really nice as we can easily edit everything here. So click on the three dots for one of them. We can see we have display, details, add to album. So if we want to add this photo to another album, we can do that. Go ahead and do that just to show you. Add album, we can go ahead and create a new one. We'll just call this wine, create and add. So this was now also added to that album as well. So really easy to take all photos and put them in the appropriate album that you would like. And we can also hide the photo. So this is nice if you don't want it to be displayed on a digital picture frame, but still have it on the device. We can do that just by clicking hide and of course delete. Okay, and then to select multiple at once, just go ahead and click that check mark, and then we can go ahead and select each one that we want, or we can select all of them by clicking that checkbox there. In the top at right-hand corner, we get more of the same options, whether we want to add these to a specific album, whether we want to hide or delete them. So really easy to adjust everything here as you see. Okay, and then we'll go back to more of our menu settings. So the actual settings themselves, go ahead and click on that, and that's where we get taken to the main menu with all these different tabs on the left-hand side. So let's just go over each one here. So the My Frame, when you set up the device, you'll give it a location, choose the language, and this is where you set the specific weather location, the temperature, date, time, time zone, first day of the week, and whether you want the 24-hour format. So pretty standard there. Then the Manage Photos tab gives you the storage that's used as well as how much you have. So that's really nice. And then we have the My Photos that just takes you to the menu that we just used. And then we can transfer it from a computer, import photos from an external storage through a USB drive or an SD card, and export photos. So export photos is really handy when you have someone else sending in video or image into this and you don't have a backup of it. So let's say, you know, your parents send in an image and you want to back that up, you can easily export the photos this way. You can also play from an external storage, which is also nice. Okay, and then the My Friends tab. So far, there's only one person on here. We go to the settings, we can see we can give them permissions to allow other people. So you can see, so in this menu, we can adjust their permissions. So we can allow this person to share the code to this frame and have them manage the photos as well. So let's say, you know, again, you have a family member, you want to give them access to this frame, and you want to allow them to also give other people access to the frame as well as manage the photos. You can do that here or remove those permissions for that person as well. Okay, and then the display, pretty self-explanatory, the brightness level, as well as sleep mode, which is really nice. You don't want to be having this play 24 hours because you're not going to be, of course, awake. So having this go to sleep when you go to sleep is great. So we have it set to 11 to 7 every day. Of course, you can adjust this however you would like. In these Slideshow settings, a lot of settings here. You have the timer, from all the way from 5 seconds to 24 hours, as well as a custom timer, and then fill the frame. So that just means that it just fills the image fills the entire frame and it doesn't have a frame background. The frame background blurs the photo to give it more texture and just make it look better than just a black or white background. And I'll go ahead and show you that when we adjust one of the photos. In the photo display order, and then this section is where we can remove or add the captions, the clock, the weather, the profile photo here. So you can go ahead and just remove these just so you can see, go ahead and remove everything. And this allows you to have just the image. Go back to the settings, go ahead and go back out. So we can see 3 photos there, which is really nice. Okay, then go back to the slideshow again. Okay, then we also have the video volume, the playback, whether we want it just once, and then if it auto plays, and then auto mute after 10 minutes. So you can see this is very customizable, these slideshow settings, and the permissions, who you give access to, and how you manage your photos. It's very simple to set up. And of course, the Wi-Fi, which you have already set up at the beginning when you turned on the device, and the notifications. You get a notification when any of these options happen, which is really nice. That way, if you're just sitting down on the couch and you hear something go off and someone sends you an image, you can go ahead and check it. You have the backup and restore, where you can set up a cloud backup as well as set up an external storage backup. And then you can also restore from a backup as well, which is really nice, and reset the entire frame. Okay, so those are all the settings. We'll go back to this other menu here, and we'll go ahead and go through the rest. Of course, the power button, add to album, we already went over that, and then the adjust. So we'll go ahead and click on adjust. Let's first remove the collage. Okay, so here's the fit to frame option. Go ahead and click that. So there we can see we have a blurred background on the sides, depending on the orientation that the frame is in. You make it, of course, a horizontal image, and then just the blurred on the top and the bottom. For this one, it was a vertical image, so we got the blurred background on the left and the right. So we can either fill frame or just have the blurred background. And we can adjust this for each individual image, which is really nice. And then captions. So the captions can only be edited by the sender of the photo, as we can see, and you can send the captions in the app when you're sending the images. And we can, of course, rotate it, and then once we like what we've done to the image, then you just do the check mark, and we're good to go, and then it'll save. And then we have the react So when someone sends an image or video, we can go ahead and react to it, which is really nice. And they'll also get that notification that you like, laugh, surprise, or sad emoji the image or video. And then of course we can hide or delete the image right here. That's the fastest way to do this instead of going into the My Photos. And the hide is really nice. I find myself using this more. Sometimes I just get tired of an image, but I still want it on the device just in case I want it again. So there you can see just how easy it is to set this up and get it customized to exactly how you want it. Also, one important thing to note is just this Føl app in general that's used to send the images. Also, one important thing to note is just Føl in general, the app that's used to send the images and videos as in this software that this digital picture frame uses. Many of the digital picture frames on the market use Føl, and it has the same interface, it has the same app, and they all function the same. So it's easy to go from one digital picture frame to another and be able to send videos and images. And in the app, you can have as many digital picture frames as you want in the app. So you could have, your parents have one digital picture frame that's from another company, and then you have one that's from another company, and then your relatives have one from a different company. You can all connect to all of those if they use the Føl system, and it's really convenient to use. So you can easily share photos and videos. That's one of the main things about these digital picture frames that is so great. It's so easy to share everything. So who is this picture frame really for? Really, anyone who wants to show a lot of photos and videos and relive those moments. That's really what this is great at. It helps you relive those moments like just your analog photos can't. Having it be dynamic, having a slideshow as well as videos playing throughout the day brings back that experience. So again, really for anyone. And also this can be used for businesses. If you have an office building, you want to show different products just about your business, having this works really well also.